Hi, everyone. It's no secret that we're not seeing the level of capital inflows that we would all like to see, and that we'll need to sustain our current standard of living as we simultaneously transition to a decarbonized future. Today, I'd like to talk about some opportunities I see for how junior miners and the mining industry at large can make our companies and our industry more appealing to a broader audience and bring that general capital back into the market. An example I'd like to use to start is the automotive industry and Tesla Motors. So we can see in 2021, Tesla had a market cap of just over $1 trillion. And we can compare that to the next 12 largest automakers, which had a market cap of under $1 trillion combined. So what drives this disparity? It must be because Tesla's revenues were just so incredible, right? Well, not so much. If we look at this chart from Visual Capitalist and we look at their unit sales for around the same time period, we can see that compared to their peers, General Motors and Ford, their unit sales were minuscule. So what drives this valuation, this huge valuation for Tesla in the marketplace? I think we all know the answer, and it's that the market doesn't value Tesla as a car company. They look at Tesla as a technology company. They have robotics, AI-powered self-driving, batteries, charging stations, and the like. Tesla is a technology company in the body of a car company. And love him or hate him, I don't think you can deny Elon's ability as a marketer to promote Tesla as a technology company that's always pushing into new frontiers. Kodak Film, Blockbuster Video, a couple quick examples of many of companies that go to show that if no matter how entrenched you think you are in an industry, that if you fail to embrace new technologies, you can fall behind peers in the marketplace quite quickly. And I don't think it's unfair to say that looking at the mining industry historically, painting with broad brushstrokes has been one that's been slow to adapt to new technologies and to embrace new technologies as they have emerged. And there's a couple good reasons for that. There's a lot of political uncertainty, there's regulatory uncertainty, there's the inherent cyclical boom and bust nature of the industry that can make it very difficult for mining companies to be on the forefront of innovation. But unfortunately, that comes with some consequences. And one of them is that everyone hates mining. And I'm sorry to say that. I know all of us in this room love mining, but generally speaking, to the outside world, mining has become a dirty word. And something that really drove this home for me last year, and some of you may have seen this survey from McKinsey & Company, they went around and they polled young people aged 15 to 30, and they asked them which careers they would be open to joining as a career path. And 42% of respondents said they definitely would not consider a career in mining, wouldn't even put it on the table as an option to think about. They were asked that question and they said, "That career looks mid. It's going to be a hard pass for me, fam, no cap." And if you didn't understand that sentence, it just probably means you don't have a teenager at home like I do, so don't worry about it. And then we also have articles like this from mining.com that talk about the gray tsunami. So we have this outflow of people that are aging out of the sector, geologists and other workers that are reaching retirement age. And it's becoming harder and harder for mining companies to backfill those roles because there's just not enough qualified labor coming into the market at the other end. And sorry, before I go on, that's unfortunate because this is a wonderful industry to work in. You have the opportunity to come to cities like this for conferences, to go to remote places to do field work, to the benefits it provides for remote communities, to take a company and start it from nothing and build it into something that ultimately provides the materials that the world needs. But that's not the perception of the industry at large to the general public. And it's not just a lack of people coming into the labor force, it's also a decline in the investment we're seeing. Mining is seeing less and less investment year over year, generally speaking. And this isn't helping the fact that the number of new discoveries we're seeing every year is declining, as are the average grades of deposits that we're discovering are also declining. So we have sentiment at really alarming levels, and we have investment into the industry also at alarming levels. And this couldn't be happening at a worse time. An EV requires 6 times as many minerals as a standard combustion engine vehicle and about a mile of copper wiring. And when we look at the green targets we've set for ourselves as we transition to these fleets of electric vehicles and to decarbonize and to transition to green energy, by some estimates, we will need to produce over the next 2 decades as much copper as has been produced in the entirety of human civilization up until this point. And as I listen to people in this industry who are much smarter than I am, that's just not going to happen. We're just not, the investment isn't there. We're not making enough discoveries, and we're not putting enough mines into production fast enough to meet that demand. And that goes for copper and other metals as well. So how do we make the industry more appealing to young people who are looking for a career path, but also how do we attract some of that generalist capital back into the market to fund this development, to meet this demand that we're going to need? Well, I think one thing we can do, there's no silver bullet, but we can take a page from the books of the Teslas and the Netflixes of the world. We can embrace and adopt new technologies and continue to do what we've always done, but in line with the modern world. There's lots of great emerging technologies out there. One I'd like to talk about briefly is made from the company I work for, VRIFY Technologies, and our new AI drill targeting platform. What VRIFY AI is aiming to achieve is not only to allow companies to make more discoveries quickly, faster by using less exploration budget, but also to change how they're communicating to the market, what exactly it is we're doing. Because at the end of the day, in its most simplest terms, what mining is treasure hunting. We're treasure hunting for all the materials that we need to make the things that we use every single day. And that should be appealing, that should be exciting. But the way we choose to communicate to the world what we're doing is by using graphics like this, which don't mean anything to a lot of people. Instead, what we can do is communicate with graphics like this. So VRIFY AI leverages human-driven geoscience alongside machine learning algorithms to identify a project's most prospective areas quickly. And what we do is we take all the available data for a project, whether that's proprietary to the company and or combining that with publicly available data. And this is the output. And I think anyone can sort of understand it. We get a heat map where the brighter colors are showing there's a higher statistical probability of there being mineralization above a certain cutoff in these zones. And not everyone may understand the underlying data that goes into the model. They might not understand the assays, the soils, the geochemistry, the geophysics, but they can sort of understand the simplified output. What we're essentially saying is our exploration team collected a lot of data, they analyzed that data, and then we fact-check their analysis by using unbiased machine learning algorithms to run statistical probabilities across that entire data stack. And then at the end of the day, we made a very human-driven decision about where we're going to invest into exploration for the upcoming year. And what we're going to do is we're going to go dig or drill for treasure in these areas here. And I don't mean to overly simplify or diminish all the incredible knowledge and expertise and technical work that goes underneath the hood into the back end of the models itself and also into the geology. But I just don't think 95% of the people that are outside the walls of this conference really need to go to that level of technical detail to understand or get excited about the prospects of what we're doing in this industry, at least not as a starting point when we're trying to bring some generalist capital and interest back to our industry. For those that do have more of a technical understanding or want to dig into it a little bit more, sure, we can continue this discussion and get more technical as time goes on, and that's available within our platform as well. One company I think is doing a great job of this is Kodiak Copper. I just want to highlight very briefly. So Kodiak is embracing VRIFY technology not only to advance their project by leveraging the machine learning algorithms, but also they've changed the way that they're communicating to the market about what it is they're doing and their plans for the year. So just last week, Kodiak released their 2024 drill campaign, and in great detail, they identified the targets that they're going to drill this year based on traditionally sourced methods. And then they also go into great detail a number of targets they've identified with VRIFY AI. And if you look at their communications, they've got graphics similar to what I've shown you right in that press release. And they've gone on programs like Crux Investor and given video interviews talking about how they've adopted technology, embraced this new tool, and are pushing forward and communicating that to hopefully what I think will be a more broader market. And I'm really interested to see over the coming year and years as this shakes out and technology advances and more companies adopt this type of technology, if similar to Tesla, the market starts to assign some sort of technology or AI premium to these companies because it's something that resonates with them in a way that the old ways of communicating just aren't. So in summary, I think it's a fascinating time to be alive. We have so much technology at our fingertips that we didn't have before. And the demand outlook for metals and minerals is incredible. I just think we need to do a little bit better job as an industry of making mining a little bit more exciting and bringing back some of those young people back into the industry and considering mining as a job opportunity, and to bring some of that generalist capital that's right now it's on the fringes or it's on the sideline, and show them that this is an opportunity as a good home for them to park some of that capital. Because right now a lot of them are looking at GameStop again, which blows my mind. And I love video games as much as the next person, but I just think our industry provides a little bit more value to the world than a video game retailer. And I think with emerging technologies, VRIFY AI being one of them and others, we can help make mining a little bit more exciting again, bring some of that capital back, while at the same time empowering our geologists with modern tools that will make them more effective treasure hunters. Thank you.